just come, come back, 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 just come. I couldn't believe when you told me that day. You and me went to go our separate ways. Because to me, baby,
like I said, if I could find sort of interesting topics or interviews or bits and pieces of media interest to you, I would. And I have found such a media piece. Well, I hope it is anyway for you. It's to do with music synthesizers, which were once the size of entire rooms. Now, with technology and moving on into the future, the power to create your own music, it's now just gone down to just your laptop and your imagination. And I've got a talker here called James Bickerton, and he works in the world of banking, would you believe, but his double life is music. And in this TED Talk show, which has happened in Boston, Massachusetts in 2015, James goes to show how music production is not just for professionals, but for everyday people like me and you. Have a listen to this, quite interesting. Shows you that even if you can't play Old MacDonald or something similar, James can show you how he went about doing this and writing complex melodies and things like that. So have a listen to this, James Bickerton, in regards to music for everyday people.
Now, I'd hazard a guess that a few of you in the audience tried to live a double life. Perhaps you're a researcher and a runner, or an architect and an author. Well, for me, my double life is banking and music. So when I find that free moment, I tend to immerse myself in the music part. You could even call it my form of meditation. I started producing a little over 3 years ago. The biggest challenge at first was I'm not professionally trained in any way. I could barely play Old MacDonald on the piano, and there I was trying to write complex harmonic melodies. So let's just say the first year was experimenting. Since having learnt the core concepts, though, I've fallen in love with the buzz of writing a song from start to finish. I particularly love writing the lead instrument. That part is, just the real hook for me. Let's take this trumpet as an example. So I know what you're thinking. How did I fit an orchestra into my tiny two-bed flat? Well, actually, this is completely artificial. That instrument has been created from scratch. That, combined with some MIDI notes that I've written, gives you the full sound. Anyway, like I was saying before, I didn't take to music immediately. In fact, I took to technology a lot more. It wasn't until my early teens that technology and music started to coincide for me, and I have very fond memories of my dad and I taking cables from the home stereo system downstairs up to that computer, snaking around the house and frustrating my mother in the process. Listening to her knowledge, though, we were doing it to rescue their favourite song. We'd found it on an aging vinyl, and we needed to rip it to the computer to repair all the bleeps and scratches. In fact, that song was the song they danced to at their wedding. To this day, I don't think I'll ever forget the lyrics to KC and the Sunshine Band. So my early life was spent converting my dad's vinyl collection to CD. Well, we could have waited a couple of years for the professionals to do that. But where's the fun in that? I think the same applies to my modern-day experience. I find great pleasure in just getting lost in the music. I can spend a couple of hours just working on a bass or tweaking a guitar, editing a vocal, whatever it may be. This is my meditation after all. But when you find that perfect combination of sounds and the song jumps to life, the satisfaction is immense. All you want to do is finish the track and take it out to the club. Let's have a little listen to something else. So I didn't know much about drumming, but with a few YouTube tutorials, some sampled hats, snares, percussion, I could create this rhythm. Not bad. Even more so, take this little pattern that's going on here. This is one of nature's simplest sounds. It's just a basic sine wave. However, with the power of this technology, I can add more layers, I can filter it, I can pitch it down, and I can compress it, and we get a bass rhythm. As you can probably guess, my forte is house music. It can often be criticized as repetitive and simple, but if you push past that kind of 4/4 rhythm and really listen to how elements are added and subtracted, it really generates the interest of the track. Now you can probably understand why a 1,000-person crowd can stand in a wet, muddy field in the pouring rain at a festival, waiting for that DJ to build that single instrument up progressively over an entire minute. I'm not going to do that now, but what I will show is how, adding and removing a few elements, we can create a simple breakdown. What I love about producing music is that there's always something to learn. Even the most seasoned of producers are still learning, be it a new instrument, a synthesizer, a tool, or even a different style of music altogether. The possibilities of what you can learn and produce together are literally endless. You can then take that production to the next level. You can bring it into the track itself. So, for example, the bass that we have going on here, I can open up the filter, bringing back in the highs, filter out the rest of the track, and it changes the dynamic of the song completely, but the melody doesn't change at all.